What's going on, guys? It's Johnny here, and today we're going to be doing a full day of eating with my new diet because a lot of you guys have been wondering what I've had to change up in my diet, seeing as now I've started my prep and started sort of getting ready for competition next year. So pretty much my calorie count has now changed to 2,957 calories per day. So now that's the total calorie amount that I'm having each day, as well as my carbohydrates is 327, fats is down to 77, and my protein is also down to 216. So those are the macros for the entire day's worth of eating, in which all my meals, I'm now having 6 different meals, and they're all being split up throughout the day evenly, and all roughly the same amount of macros per meal. So to begin with, breakfast, of course, breakfast is always the first meal. We've got ourselves sort of like just egg whites with egg, just your pretty stock standard bodybuilding breakfast. So we've got ourselves 120 mils of egg whites. So we'll get that going on with 2 eggs, 2 whole eggs to get our fats in. So we're adding those on top. It's pretty much just going to be 2 massive eggs. You guys will see what I make out of it. And then we've got ourselves 140 grams of sourdough. So it's usually about 4 pieces, but I'll still weigh her up to make sure if I don't need to be a bigger piece or a smaller piece. But what's that? Pretty good, 142 grams. Just chuck that in the toaster to warm up a little bit. Alright, so while the toast is heating up, we're just going to throw it all into the frying pan. We don't get any oil, anything like that in it, so we're just going to have to run with what we can. So, throw the egg whites in. And there we go. And then on top of that, I also get to have 20 grams of spinach, so we'll weigh that up. As you guys probably know, if you've had spinach before, you know 20 grams is, it's really not much at the end of the day. It's pretty disappointing, the amount that you get left with once you finish cooking it. So that's that, like, I just weighed it now, and that's 20 grams. It's like a pretty basic handful. So that's pretty much what I get to have as my first meal, which totals at 503 calories, 60 grams of carbs, 11 fat, and 35 grams of protein. So that's what I get for my brekkie. So we'll continue making this now. Have the eggs getting done. Toast has just popped, so that's always a good sign. Pretty tired actually. What's the time? It's 10 past 5 in the morning, so that's why my energy is a little bit low. I just woke up 10 minutes ago, so yeah, fairly tired. Figured if I want to do this correctly, I'd do it how my day generally runs, which is waking up at 5, weighing myself, and then just eating straight away, getting my breakfast into me, so that way I can space the rest of my meals throughout the day. So that is that for breakfast. I'm going to continue making this, and I'll see when we sit down to run through my morning supplementation that I take while I have my breakfast. Alright everyone, breakfast is finished. This is what it looks like. So we've pretty much got 4 slices of sourdough. Sometimes it works out to be 3. It depends how much holes the sourdough has and how light or how dense it becomes. The spinach and the eggs. So as I said before, the macros. So that's the breakfast, essentially, what I get to eat every single morning, which isn't too bad for now. I know it's going to get worse than that eventually once I have to cut the yolks out or whatever. So my morning supplementation every single morning is I have myself a multivitamin from Usana. So I have these every morning, as well as some liver support. So I do a liver support along with that. 3 times a day, I'll have the liver support as well as day and night for the multivitamins. And then every second day, I'll be taking a probiotic just to keep my insides feeling good. So that is my morning supplementation as well that I have with my breakfast every single morning. So with that said, I'm absolutely starving. So I'm gonna crack into this breakfast, get nice and full, and then I'll see you when it's up to meal number 2, which is debatable. I can either make it into a shake or I can make it into porridge. So we'll work out what time I'm heading off to the gym, whether or not I have time to just eat it as porridge or if I've got to smash it down as a shake. So see you when we get to meal number 2. Okay guys, so now it's time for meal number 2, which I've decided I'm gonna run with doing it as a shake instead of making the oats, just because running a little bit shorter on time for this afternoon, and I think in the afternoon I'm gonna have it made up as the oats instead of the shake. So what we've got here is, we've got ourselves, undo that, we've got 90 grams of rolled oats with 30 grams of protein of choice. However, the protein that I use is Anabolic's Nutrition Primal Whey. Definitely one of my favorites for everything that I do with protein, absolutely love it. So we've got 30 grams of the protein, 90 grams of the oats, just mixed with water, which I then have a teaspoon of peanut butter, just normal peanut butter, straight to the mouth, because I hate adding it to shakes, purely because it usually sticks to the side. It doesn't actually blend up correctly, as some of you guys have probably realized in making the mistakes yourself. So I just take about a teaspoon of that because that equals close enough to 10 grams. I've measured it out quite a number of times and it always seems to bang on 10 grams. So that's just how I measure it now. I just can see it in the teaspoon. So that's that for the meal number 2. So the total macros, just get it up here for you all. So the total macros for this particular meal is calories is 523, 55 grams of carbs, 14 grams of fat, and 37 grams of protein. So that's what we're dealing with here for our meal number 2, which is now 8 o'clock in the morning. So that's 3 hours since breakfast. So every single meal that I have is evenly spaced, that 3 hour mark, to make sure that my metabolism is staying peaked the entire way throughout the day. So that's behind that. Let's blend this bad boy up. Shake's done. Favorite part of the day is definitely doing that. Love myself some peanut butter. Cheers. Delicious. All right, time for me to get ready to go hit the gym. So I'm gonna go train, so that's why I wanted to do as a shake, so it goes through my digestion a little bit quicker. So I'm gonna go hit the gym now. I've got a bit of legs, bit of back, a little bit of buys. So we'll go smash that now, and then should be in time for post-workout as well as our lunch, which will be at 10:30. So I've got to make sure that I train and be back here before 10:30, so that way I can have my lunch. So I will see you all then. Alright guys, so workout is completed, which means it's now time for post-workout, and post-workout for me is just a banana. And I'm sorry if there's any background noise currently in the car park of the gym, so there might be a little bit of staticky or excess noise. But yeah, so it's about 10:30 now, so we got half an hour to my lunch. So banana straight into me to get instant energy sort of back through the fructose. So yeah, that's what I do post-workout. So I'll get this into me and I will see you all when I'm up to making my lunch. Okay guys, now it's time for lunch. So we've got ourselves here our lunch, which is 120 grams of uncooked chicken, which of course then you cook. That's just the weight of it, with 240 grams of cooked rice, 100 grams of any greens of choice, And then I've also got 3/4 tablespoon of olive oil added in for the fats for this one. So that totals at 506 calories approximately, with 60 grams of carbs, 13 grams of fat, and 35 grams of protein. So that is my lunch. So that's what it's looking like. It's pretty decent, I don't mind it. I flavor the chicken with just a bit of salt and pepper, and yeah, that's pretty much all I season this one with. So we'll get stuck into it, eat this, and then I will see you all when it comes to the next meal, which will be the afternoon tea. All right guys, so now we are back for our next meal of the day. So that's meal number 4 now. So this one's actually the same as meal number 2. So meal number 2, meal number 4 are the same, but I had it in a shake earlier on. So now that we have a bit more time, we're going to be having it as our oats. So it's still the same thing. It's still the 90 grams of rolled oats I just mix it with water, so I don't add the extra calories using almond milk. So it's just water with the 90 grams of rolled oats, with the 10 grams of peanut butter, along with the 30 grams of my anabolic whey protein. So that's what is in meal number 4. So it's got all the same macros as earlier on. So now it's time to eat that, because obviously today is just based off what I eat, my diet, what my new diet is, so you guys can all sort of understand it, and you might want to use some of it for yourself. Even though it's not the greatest tasting foods, but still, it definitely works, and I could recommend it all day to you guys. So I'm gonna get that into me, because it is now 2 o'clock on the dot. So we'll smash that back, and I will see you all at 5 o'clock when it's dinner time. So, all right guys, so now it's time for meal number 5 of the day, which is my next meat meal. So that is this one right here, which is probably one of my more favorites of the day because of the way that I do it. So this one's 200 grams of rice, along with 100 grams of just mixed vegetables. And then I use 120 grams of raw weight of kangaroo. So kangaroo is extremely lean. Inside the entire amount of 120 grams of raw weight kangaroo, there's only 1 gram of fat, so it's extremely lean, as you can tell. And then I've got 3/4 tablespoon of olive oil in it once again for the fat component. And then I also add a little bit of soy sauce in with the rice and mix it around, just so that way there's a little bit more flavor in there for myself. And I do the kangaroo with a little bit of soy sauce and some red wine vinegar in the fry pan, and just mix that all up together with a bit of salt and pepper. Tastes absolutely amazing. Like, I highly recommend this one. This tastes damn good. So I'm gonna get stuck into it because I'm starving, cannot wait. Definitely one of my favorites of the day. So I'm gonna get this into me, and I'll see you when we have dessert. Sorry, one thing. The calories for this one is, because I know some of you guys will want to be finding that out, is 464 calories, 51 grams of carbs, 13 grams of fat, and 34 grams of protein. So that's that for dinner. That's what we've got. Tastes delicious, and I love it. So I'll see you all once we hit dessert. Finally, we're brought to meal number 6. It's currently 8 o'clock at night. This is what we've got here. So we've got ourselves 40 grams of our casein custard, which I use Genetics. So Genetics casein custard, currently for this one, it's using the strawberry cheesecake flavor. And then we've got 100 grams of blueberries, which frozen, along with 20 grams of peanut butter put inside it. I just eat it with it. It doesn't actually taste that bad. It sounds bad saying peanut butter with strawberry cheesecake, but it's actually rather nice. So that's our last meal, which works out to be 291 calories with 10 grams of carbohydrates, 13 grams of fat, and 32 grams of protein. So that wraps up our video for the day. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Hopefully it gave you guys a bit more of an insight into my new diet that I'm eating currently for leading into prep. It's going to be Christmas for me tomorrow, so I'm recording this on Christmas Eve actually. So I'm really keen to just eat good food tomorrow. It's my day off, so excited about that. Finally get to crack into some steak and a few sausages maybe. Bit of sweets here and there, so excited about that. So hopefully you guys did come to enjoy the video, and if you did, don't forget to smash that like button as always, and comment any feedback down below that you might have. And if you're new around here, don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button down below for more weekly content, and I will see you all next time.